Get your camera, get a screenshot, take a picture of the TV. I have a Sasquatch that's sitting down next to me. It's a sighting. It's rare that they sit down. Good morning, Squatch.
I'm not used to sitting down. I'm used to standing up. I'm used to moving. I'm used to hiking. This is a little different, but that's okay.
To slow you down. You're usually spotted off there in the wilderness with people, but I've got you to join me, Nate Goldberg with the Beaver Creek Hiking Center. Good morning.
Good morning.
This isn't bad though, right? I mean, come on. This is where you usually start your hikes.
You know, Beaver Creek is such an amazing place, and the hiking here is phenomenal. The mountain biking's phenomenal. The flowers. I mean, it's a feel-good place, and you mentioned in your last weather report about being happy. Well, Beaver Creek makes me happy, and I tell you what, being on the trail makes me even happier.
And I dig coming up here. I live in Gypsum. I've lived here 25 years. Enough about myself. But, you know, sometimes I think locals forget when they live here this long, hey, come utilize Beaver Creek. It's an awesome resort during the summer. Go hike. It's free. Cruise up.
Yeah, it really is. And as you mentioned, there's such great hiking on Beaver Creek Mountain. And we provide information at the hiking center to our guests. But we also do guided hikes, and our guides are the best in the business, talking about local history, the flora, the fauna, and also most of my guides have been with me for 8 to 10 years, so they also share a lot about the valley.
I love that part of it.
Great wealth, great knowledge, and they're passionate about what they do. We do everything from our 1-hour complimentary Nature Valley hike every day, top of the chairlift, 11 to 12 o'clock. We do our Beaver Creek Mountain. Those are 3-hour hikes morning and afternoon.
Where do you, I'm sorry to interrupt, where do you go on those?
Guide's preference.
Cool.
We kind of find out what the ability of the guest is, and then we pick an area they might not have been, and then we go out and explore the mountain.
And again, I think locals would be surprised that they'll go to an area, or, you know, visitors, they don't know where they are sometimes, but, and you don't know. As an example, Andreas, my cameraman, and I earlier today, we had to look at the map because we were by the stables. I'm like, which run is this? They look so different during the summer months.
Oh, definitely. And I think one of the coolest hikes that we do is our lift and picnic. We're working with the Osprey this year, so we're doing a catered, kind of a gourmet style, European style lunch. We hike to Beaver Lake via the Royal Elk Trail, and you're going across Grouse Mountain, you're going across the Birds of Prey. So you're going across those runs that hopefully in the winter you get a chance to experience, but it's amazing. Yeah, get up to Beaver Lake, hike back.
And what Nate's saying too is when you think about this, if you want a better hike, I think, where it's more of, you know, going flat across, more of a traverse than it is climbing up, if that's your caliber, that's a good one to do. Just take the lift up, traverse across. What kind of lunch is this? I mean, this is world-class hiking, you know, for a resort that's known for world-class skiing.
Oh yeah, you know, it's the baguette with the 3 types of meats, cheeses, chocolate chip cookies, some fruit. You know, it's something a little different than your basic picnic lunch.
I'm salivating. All right, let's get out of Beaver Creek, though. Let's talk about surrounding area, right? I mean, you don't just go here. You go, I see your guides over on the Collegiate Peaks. You've got permits for a massive radius around Eagle County and throughout Colorado.
Yeah, and that's, again, what makes our hiking center very unique. We focus on Beaver Creek, but we've got permits within an 80-mile radius of Beaver Creek. We go from the top of Vail Pass all the way to Salida and Buena Vista. Mount Princeton, our furthest 14er. We've got Vail Pass, and we've got everything in between. Our mini adventures are up to 6 hours, adventure hikes up to 8 hours, and then our 14ers, those are the 8 to 12-hour days.
Full days, all the way to top. And you know the gear that you need to take. You know what I mean? I mean, it's one thing to do the hike, but it's also key to be prepared, and you have that knowledge as well.
Absolutely. And we also have gear that we provide our guests, you know, from the Lecky trekking poles to rain gear, backpacks, anything we need to make it a real successful day on the trail. And if that's a little bit much for you, well, then we kind of back into our culinary type activities, and our wine excursions are going real well for us. That's a combination of a hike to a hike to Beaver Lake, finishing up with a wine pairing at Beano's. Where can you get Beaver Lake and Beano's in the same sentence? I mean, it's amazing.
I like the idea of this. This sounds like a great date day also for the guys, thinking of something nice to do with their wife or girlfriend and pay them back, you know, for being out fly fishing as much as they have maybe, or how much time they spent on the river.
Absolutely. And that's every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And that's a 1:30 to 5:30. So you have your morning to do what you want to do, get the kids off, whatever, and then hike. We drive up to Beano's, we hike to Beaver Lake, hike back to Beano's, spend an hour, like I said, the wine pairing. They usually finish up with a Prosecco and a nice chocolate-covered strawberry. You know, it's hiking Beaver Creek style. It's amazing.
You're encouraging me to get out there and do some hiking. Once again, the website, phone number, and how does this work as far as reservations to go on these permitted trips?
Well, we ask people to give us a 24-hour advance reservation so I can staff accordingly. Our full schedule is online at beavercreek.com/hiking. and we're also at 970-754-5373. Open 9 to 4 daily, and what we do is hiking. We love to be out there, and we love to take people out into our backyard.
Also, I do have to wrap it up. One question, though. Do you do Booth Falls?
We do.
Booth, that's a key. The
Absolutely.
beauty, right?
Booth Falls.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, the whole East Vail, Homestake,
Okay.
Leadville, that whole area. We're out and about.
That's one of my favorites over there. Good to see you this morning.
Thanks, Ken.
Looking good, by the way. I mean, you felt out during the summer months quite a bit.
You know, feeling good.
All the hiking, it's good for you. Well, this pleasant weather is definitely encouraging a lot of people to head outdoors, whether it's with Nate or just on your own. We've got Megan with your weather now.